This call is now being recorded.
Hello guys, hey. So this is the second paper that I'm going to discuss. So it's a test 2 2020 paper, and let's speed run this paper, right? Okay, so what is the purpose of bookkeeping? So bookkeeping, remember keywords is to record, right? We're going to record all the financial transaction, okay, of a business. So is it A, to interpret the double entry record? No, not to interpret. Interpret is like to explain what it is. There's no. Prepare financial statement? Nope, that's accounting. To record all financial transaction? Yay, this is the answer. All right. Summarize also? Nope. All right, next one. What are assets? So all this theory, I bet you guys already revise. Okay, so remember, asset is something that we own and also owed to a business. So items that are owned by or owed to the business, answer will be donkey. So the rest are not. Lavana, right? Lavana returned goods bought on credit from Rio. How does Rio record this in her books? Now, people, every time you see there's two names, right? Okay. So what you should do now is like, maybe first thing first, ask yourself, who is the seller and who is the customer? All right. So Lavana returned goods bought on credit from Rio. That means Rio will be the seller and Lavana will be the customer, right? So from here, then you roughly will know, like, as a customer, what do you do, right? As a customer, we buy things, right? And after that, as a seller, we sell things. And right now, we are talking about return though, right? So Lavana return goods. That means if we are customer, we return goods. It's called purchasers return. If we are seller, okay, if we are Rio seller, then customer return goods to us, we call it sales return. So this will help you to, to determine whether, yeah, is this sales return or purchase return. So you need to know who you are first, right? So the question asks us, how does Rio record this? So we are the seller, right? We are the seller. So as a seller, what do? Of course, we sell things. We open an account called sales. Then as a seller, we will receive goods return. Then we call it sales return. Okay, and as a seller, we should receive money. So customer will pay us. So we should receive money. Okay, so the money is either cash or bank lah. And of course, if we receive money early, then what do we give our customer? We give them a discount allowed. So these are the things that are related, okay, when we are the seller. Whereas if we are the customer, then it will change to purchase return, we pay money, and then we get a discount received. These are the things that related to the customer. All right. So in this case, what account would we do for debit and credit? So they are talking about sales return here because we are the seller. So we receive sales return, and sales return, the double entry is always, always, always debit, right? Because it's an I minus account. If you remember, sales is always credit, then sales return is always debit. All right. So there's only one answer here, and that will be B. Sales return, debit. So I'll do sales return first, then I insert the name. So in this case, it will be Lawana, lah, right? She's the one who returned goods to us. All right, next one. Which error causes the trial balance not to balance? So we have two types of error. The one that will cause the thing not balance, and the one that no effect, right? The thing is still balanced. So the one that not balanced, we are looking at the word SAD, S-A-D. Right? What is SAD again? SAD is S, it stands for single entry. That means the double entry only do one and didn't do the other one. And A is addition. Right? Addition here technically means total wrongly. When you total wrongly, so you have like two effect. One is either you undercast. That means not enough. You total everything not enough. It's called undercast. And the other one is called overcast. Okay, overcasting. So too much, right? You plus and it's too much. So that is error of addition. Whereas the D, we have 2D. One is for double, right? Double DR or double CR. Yep, we're not supposed to have two same thing. Supposed to be one left, one right, right? One DR, one CR. And the last D will be different amount. Okay, different amount. Different amount means like the DR you put $10 and then the CR is like 10,000. Right? It's very obvious that the left and right amount is not the same. Okay, the double entry has to make sure that you have the same amount. Then only it will be balanced, right? So that is SAD. Okay, so we have to find which one is it that falls under SAD for the answer. Repair to premises, debited to premises account, discount allowed debited to purchase account, cash inward debited to cash outward, and then rent paid credited to rent received account. All right. So I guess this part I have to also mention about the other types of errors, which is poor CC. All right. So for poor CC, what is poor CC again? POOR and then CC. All right. So principal, right? P is stands for principal, PLE. The O is can be omission verse, omission, omission, and then we have original entry. Then we have reversal. R is reversal, complete reversal. C is commission. And lastly, we have compensating error. All right. So in order to know like what is wrong, all these things, I would suggest that you guys should go to check these notes, which is the errors one. All right. So that's the fastest way to actually access to the which one is wrong, which one is correct and stuff, right? So poor CC we look at on the right hand side here. So error of principle, the class here means elements, like the elements is wrong. So then after that, if the elements is wrong, like wrong class, then the name will be automatically wrong too, all right? But amount and the site is the same. So usually people can't tell the difference between like, oh, is this thing asset or expenses? So they sort of like mix up these two. When that happens, this is called error of principle. So let's go back to the question and see whether which one is the error of principle. So A, right? A, look at repair. Repair is actually an expenses. Okay, repairing premises, but it was debited to premises account. Now, premises is right building, right? It's an asset. So we're supposed to open the repair account, but instead we went and open it. So we debited means instead of DR repair, we went and DR premises. So this is an error made. Now this error is actually known as error of principle. So A is actually error of principle. Okay, because of wrong class. As you can see, when the class or the element is wrong, the name automatically is wrong too. One is repair premises, one is premises. All right. B, discount allowed debited to purchases account. So let's look at the omission again. So omission is actually totally forgot. Yeah, totally forgot the whole transaction. It's like, oops, there's a transaction, but totally didn't record at all. And that's omission. Original entry, everything is correct except for the amount. Right? Amount is wrong. It's like the correct amount is supposed to be 100. But when they do double entry, right, they go and put like maybe 10,000, 10,000. So yeah, they see the number wrongly. So that's original entry. Complete reversal, everything correct, but then right, terbalik, right, on the wrong side. Okay, then after that, commission is wrong name. Okay, error of commission, only wrong name, but the class is still the same. So I want you guys to look at B here, right? For B, discount allowed is what element? Discount allowed is expenses, all right? And purchases account is also expenses. So as you can see, discount allowed and purchases both are expenses. They are in the same class. They are in the same elements. But what happened now is like supposed to open discount allowed, but the name put into purchases. So this is wrong name, and this is error of commission, right? This is error of commission. So that's how you see, right? You need to like understand the account belongs to what, and then you see whether what's wrong. Okay, C, cash inward debited to cash outward. Okay, so cash inward again is expenses, whereas cash outward is also expenses. So they are both expenses. Yeah, but again, it's wrong name. So this is the same as cash. Sorry, this is the same as error of commission. So wrong name. Right? So A, B, C, they are actually post CC, and therefore our answer is going to be donkey. Right? So why donkey is the answer there? You see, people, rent paid credited to rent received account. Rent paid supposed to double entry lah. Let me do I show you. The correct double entry for rent paid, rent is an expenses. Expenses always debit. So I debit rent account. Okay, expenses go up expenses always go up. So I DR rent. Now what do I pay? I mean, rent is an expenses, so normally it will combo, it should pair with payment, right? I paid for rental. So expenses go up, asset go down, right? Money go down. So here I just simply put cash first. So this is supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be like this. But now, what happened is, okay, the wrong thing that happened is rent account didn't do. Okay, that's why I said rent paid credited. If you see the word credited, that means they went and CR. That's what credited means, CR. All right. So it was CR to rent received. So it means instead of rent paid account, and now it becomes CR rent received, right? Which is not supposed to be there. Okay. Yeah. So this is what happened here. But you see, we cannot assume that the bookkeeper is so dumb that not just the bookkeeper screw up. Supposed to be rent paid, okay, but then now rent going to rent receive, right? So we cannot assume that. Wow. Then what about, because double entry must have like two things to do, ma. So what about the cash part? Yeah, I know the cash wasn't mentioned at all, but we need to know that if you have rent, then there should be a cash part. Then if not, then you're really thinking that the bookkeeper is so dumb that everything didn't do at all, correct or not? All right. So I want to show you that. So here, what we do, we assume. Okay, we assume the only mistake made by the bookkeeper is actually the rent part. Yeah. So they mistakenly the rent become rent received. Okay, but the cash part, they didn't do anything wrong. All right. So that means we have to assume the CR cash part is still there. Okay, we assume that the money out part is correct. Just that the rent supposed to debit, but then now become credit rent receive is the two different thing, right? Rent is expenses, rent receive is income. So what error was made here actually? If you look at, okay, here, the double entry, the wrong part, you'll notice that, oh, there are actually two CR there. Yeah, so this is actually a double CR errors. Okay, so next year in year 11, when you guys learn how to fix the error, you guys will come back and you will see this again. All right, but for now, yep, this is how it is lah. All right, if you find it that very hard to understand these particular errors and all, never mind. So what you can do is, like, because it's ABCD, right? So you can eliminate the one that you think is wrong. So for example, like A, B, C all post CC. So ABC is out. So your answer is donkey. You can think like this. Right? I hope this helped. Okay. Compensating will be the error that two errors. Okay, there must be two errors made and they cancel out each other. Okay. So next one, which of the errors again below can be reviewed by the trial balance? When they say can be reviewed, it means you can see clearly that, oh, the trial balance is not balanced. It's not same for the total DR and CR. So the one that will cause errors, the one will cause the trial balance not same is SAD, right? It's SAD. Okay, SAD can be reviewed. Can be reviewed is SAD error. Okay, not poor CC. Poor CC is the one that it happened, but the trial balance is still balanced. All right. You can also look at the answers. Okay, the ABCD given. You notice that everything, there will be like three of them is from the same group, and then one of it is the odd one. The odd one will be the answer, obviously, right? So error of addition. Commission, compensating, original, they are all poor CC. That's why the answer is donkey. Okay, next, move on. All right, we have number 6. All right, 500 balance from the sales return account is wrongly recorded in the credit column. This error would cause the trial balance to have, is it total or higher? Okay, to do a question like this, okay, I think first thing first, probably you want to see, like, do a comparison so that you can see the effect of making such error. So let's have a correct trial balance first. Okay, let's do a correct trial balance. Now, trial balance, we have DR and CR. Okay, we don't need to have a lot of things. Just need to put like maybe two things, one left, one right. We will do. Let's have a cash account. Cash account is asset. So on the left hand side, let's just put $10. Okay, this is just example, people. Okay, and then on the right hand side, we should have a what do you call that? Capital, right? Okay, capital. Okay, capital. So capital is C on the right hand side, so $10. All right, so at this point, you notice that, yep, it's balanced, 10, 10. Okay, now we do a wrong trial balance. Okay, now we do a wrong trial balance so that you can see clearly what happened here if this error was made. All right, so sales return is on the left-hand side, all right, because I minus, sales return is I minus. So according to the adelic part, okay, the adelic part, okay, A, D, E, and then I minus, and then L, I, C, E minus. Okay, so sales return is on the DR side. So in this case, which means something similar will be our cash account, right? So which means cash account, instead of putting it on the left-hand side, now we put it on the right-hand side. So it's the same case as the sales return. You see, sales return wrongly recorded in the credit column. Okay, so only cash account, okay, only sales return is wrongly put, but the rest is the same. That means we have to assume that other part, which means capital, okay, which means capital is still on the same side, which is on the CR side too. All right. So now we look at the total. Look at the total. What happened now? So here 20 and then here 0. Got it? Okay. So looking at this, you notice that, oh, if you do this error, then what happened? Right? It's supposed to be $10, $10 both sides. Yeah, but now it's 20. So you compare, you notice that when you wrong side, right, the amount is double now, right? The error is like, so it's 20 to 10. So the amount is sort of like being more than the other side, double, right? It's not just $10 double, but it's 20. Okay, you have to compare like this. So in that case, all right, this error would cause the trial balance to have what, right? To have a, okay, the amount is 500, balance of from the sales return, okay? Then just imagine this, if I change this to 500, 500, then okay, the sales return 500 on the other side, then you get 1,000, so 1,200. So the answer has to be 1,000, yeah, because the moment wrong side there, the amount will be double already, the effect will be double. So 500 answer are wrong. So you're only left with A and C, all right? So a debit total that is higher than credit total, no. So it's a credit total that is higher than the debit total by 1,000. So the answer here will be C. So this is how you do this question, right? It's hard, I know, something that you have not seen, but it's understandable. And if you do something like this, so that you can picture it clearly, oh, what happened here like this, right? So you do a comparison. I hope this one okay. All right, next one. This error occurs when the transaction is entered using the correct amount. Amount is correct. The site is correct, but it's wrong class. So class again means elements, wrong elements. So which error make this? Error of principle. So all the errors part, you have to go through the notes lah. Next one. Lissandra bought goods on credit costing 2,750. The word on credit means pay later, right? So O first. Okay, O first. Pay later, which means no money involved at this point, right? So what's the double entry for this transaction? So bought goods, right? And you see the word bought goods, you have to open, change it to now convert to purchases. Okay, and since on credit, that means no money involved, there's no cash and bank, right? So we buy, you owe people, who do you owe to? You owe supplier, and we don't use the word supplier, we change them to trade payable, all right? So therefore the answer is B, debit purchases, and CR, trade payable. Why debit purchases? Because purchases is expenses, expenses always DR, all right? So once again, for the double entry part, DR, CR, all right? I think I'll just use this to show you guys, ADE, I minus, LIC, E minus, all right? So the rest, okay, most of the things at the bottom, which means start from this part, that means, okay, drawings, income, expenses, capital, I minus, E minus, this part here, they are always, in terms of double entry, are always like DR and always CR. Okay, but except for expenses here, there's one part which is question 9, okay, which I will go through. All right, the rest they're all always like same one, the DR and the CR is fixed, except for the A and L. Okay, except for A and L, asset and liability, they will change. Why they change? Just imagine this asset. What are asset, right? Ask yourself, asset is like money, right? Our money don't always plus, right? So it can also go down, right? Yeah, asset can go up, can go down. And then what else? We also have trade receivable. People who owe us money can owe us more, can owe us less. So because they can up and down, can change. That's why your asset account, if the account is asset, you cannot always DR one. Yeah, it had to depends on situation. It can be DR, can be CR. Whereas same goes to liability. Liability, our main one is our trade payable. Right? We can owe him more, we can owe him less. Right? So then depends on the other formula, the main one for the double entry, which is the leg. Also, the left hand side thing, if they increase, right, with DR, if they reduce with CR, whereas on the other right hand side is the other way around, minus with DR and plus with CR. Yeah, so according to this lah. So if your asset increase, then you DR. If your asset reduce, then you CR. So this is the basic for level 1 double entry. All right. So when I do double entry, I always do the easy one because I know this answer is fixed. Like for example, expenses. Expenses supposed to be always plus. That's why I know E plus I need to DR. So I'll do purchases first. And then only I just insert the other account, which is trade payable. So that's the idea. All right. Let's go to number 9 now. Now, a sole trader, which is the owner take goods for own use. No, if owner take goods for own use, we know is called drawings account, and drawings is always debit. Yeah, even the spelling of the word drawings, right, have the word DR there. So just remember the DR drawings. So your answer is either B or donkey, right, boy or donkey. But yeah, so what account do we credit here? Is it purchases or is it owner? Now, it cannot be owner because it's just there's no such thing as owner account. I'll be call it capital, but capital is like when owner give us something. So you cannot take and give at the same time. So you're only left with the word purchases. So purchases, yes, I did mention just now. Purchases is expenses, should be always plus, but this is the only exception, right? This is the exception that when owner taking goods for own use. So we have to take it up from the purchases account. Reason being, in order for the owner to take something out, we have to buy first, right? We have to buy. And when we buy goods, it's called purchases. So when the owner take out, then our purchases reduces. That's why we have to CR purchases. So please remember, people, right? This is one of the IG favorite. Okay, they like to ask what's the double entry for taken goods for own use. So DR drawings, CR purchases. There's no inventory account. Remember, for now, there are no inventory account. If you see any account that is inventory, nope, that's wrong. Okay, next one. All right, we have Caden was notified by Derek that he was not able to pay the balance 750 owed to him. Now, Caden decided to write off his account. Write off means canceling him out from the record, and technically means this person become a bad debt. Yeah, he can't pay us, so it become a bad debt, also known as irrecoverable debt. So you have to open an irrecoverable debt account. Okay, so then you have to ask yourself, what is the element for bad debt, right? So bad debt or irrecoverable. So this is something that we can't get back the money. Obviously, it's our losses lah. So bad debt is our expenses, and expenses always plus. Therefore, it's always debit bad debt. So you only have two answers, debit bad debt. So it's either B or donkey, right? So in this case, we have Caden and Derek. So yeah, who is it cannot pay us? Is it Derek or is it Caden? So you have to read carefully here, right? Caden was notified by Derek. So it means Derek can't pay. If Derek can't pay, then answer is donkey. You have to CR Derek because we are Caden, right? When we are Caden, we do not ever write down our own name in a record. Like what? Of course we know who we are, right? So we don't need to write down our own name in the record. So answer is donkey. Oops, why am I using red color? Okay, let's put back blue color. Consistent. Next up. Bank overdraft means easy. Bank overdraft means you spend more than what you have in bank. So that means firm had paid more out of his bank account than it has put in. Yep, donkey. All right. 12. The cash account can never have a balance brought down on the credit side. Yes, this is because people, cash account. All right, cash account is asset. Cash asset left hand side, DR side is plus, is a positive, CR side is a negative. So when they say can never have a balance brought down on the credit side, that means you're talking about can the balance be on the right hand side, which means can it be negative? Hey, why that is so weird? Okay, what's all this following? Oops. Sorry, something is wrong with the tab. CR minus and then balance BD question mark. So yep, the question is asking us, can the cash go negative? Of course, cash cannot go negative, people, right? Because why? You cannot pay more, right? Answer is B. You cannot pay more than what you hold in cash. You can only pay off everything, become zero, but you can never pay more than what you have, right? 13. Ivan issue a credit note and a receipt. So what has happened, right? So credit note and a receipt and is issued. So everything can be issued by seller. There's only one thing issued by customer, and that's debit note. So remember that. So why are we issuing a credit note? Okay, so credit note is always related to a return, right? It's for the returning of goods. Whereas receipt is about getting money, right? So getting money, then only we issue a receipt. So you guys have to change your point of view. I know you guys are so used to, buy things, you pay people money, then you get a receipt. But right now, we are the business. So we will be selling things. And then after that, people pay us, we give them a receipt. Okay, issued by us. So this one is receiving money. Okay, receiving payment. All right. So is it Ivan purchase good and paid the supplier immediately? No. A is out. Okay. B, Ivan make returns to the supplier and paid the balance due. Well, we should be receiving money here because we issue, right? We are giving. So B is out also. Ivan sold goods and received immediate payment from the customer. No, this is a credit note, not invoice, right? Not a risk. Okay, so C is out also. The answer is donkey. Okay, Ivan received a return from a customer, right? So customer return things to us. We give them a credit note. So it's like a sorry note. Okay, what did the customer send it to us before that? Customer sent a debit note to us to complain, right? Debit note is to complain, to let us know they want to return stuff. So we like, oh, okay. I'm so sorry for whatever the thing is wrong with the product. So we give them a credit note. And after that, they pay us, so we give them a receipt. Okay, so that's what happened. All right, we have Kaylee. Kaylee want to reduce the risk of irrecoverable debt in the company. What should she do? All right, if you want to reduce bad debt to happen, the most effective way is you don't sell. You don't sell on credit at all. All right, I'm not saying that don't sell. If you don't sell things, then how are you going to do business, right? But you don't sell on credit. Then you won't have this problem. Every time you sell something, you must pay me on the spot. All right. Insist to sell goods on credit, definitely no. Right. Look at the words. Okay. Be careful with the wordings here. Set a high credit limit. The word credit limit means you allow the customer to owe you a certain amount. All right. So if you set higher, which means people can owe us more. Owe us more means there will be a higher chance for it to become a bad debt. So answer B also, no. All right. Sending a statement of account once a year. Now, statement of account is to remind, right? The purpose of this statement of account is to remind customer how much they owe us, and we are chasing them for payment. So if you only send to them once a year, so technically you're not really desperate for the money, right? Okay, so answer will be donkey. Refuse further supply until they pay the amount, right? Just don't sell to them until they pay off. That's how we can reduce. Okay. 15, we're supposed to skip this question because you guys have not learned this thing called purchases journal. This is under the next topic, topic 7. And the title is called Books of Prime Entry. Books of Prime Entry. So, yep, this one not coming out in exam. But actually can still do though, because it's more like calculation question. So I'll show you guys. All right. So Kei purchased inventory on credit from 2,000. Right. So the list price, okay, the original amount is 2,000. Now this purchases subject to 10% trade discount. Yeah, 10%. So what do you do if there's a 10%? You always minus a trade discount. Okay, you always minus trade discount. So after minusing trade discount, so 2,000 times 90%. After minusing the trade discount 10%, right? So the amount that we are owing is actually 2,000 and times with 90%. Okay, it's 1,008. Okay, so this is the amount that Kei is owing at this point. And then they did mention that there's a cash discount if paid within 30 days. Now the question is asking how much was entered in the purchase journal. So the journal part, which means nothing to do with money yet. If you're talking about payment with money involved, then this thing must be in the cash book. right? Must be in the cash book. Anything to do with money here. So if you don't see the word cash book here because they're asking for journal, technically, we just going to record it as 1008. So yeah, I'm going to discuss this. I'm going to further teach this when we learn about this topic. So the answer for this question will be just 1008. You do not include the cash discount, right? Because they say if paid. So if paid, then it should appear in the cash book. If they ask you how much need to enter in cash book, if they pay within, right? So they will also tell you lah, if they pay on what date, then you do the calculation. So that's how it's done. All right, 16. Cash was withdrawn from the business bank account for office use. What's the double entry for this? Now, people, this is office use, not own use. If you see the word own use, then it's drawing, right? But it's for business use, which means this is a contra entry. Okay, this is a contra entry in the cash book, which means money in, money out. All right, cash to bank or bank to cash. So in this case, which one is to which? So cash was withdrawn from the bank, right? Which means bank has less money, right? There's less money in the bank, and there should be more money in the cash, right? They are both assets, so you should know lah. That means more asset, more cash means DR cash, less money in the bank, so CR bank. All right, easy. 17. State how the total of the discount allowed are transferred to the nominal ledger. All right, so this part technically just asking whether you all know discount allowed is what element, discount received is what element. If you know the element, then you can do this already. All right, but to quickly show you guys where you should look at this, all right, we should go back to the 3-column cash book. Okay, 3-column cash book. Mm-hmm. 3-column cash book. Yep, it's here. All right. So as you can see from here, we have the discount allowed at the end of the month, right? We total, so become $12 here, and then here become 225, right? Yeah. So they are actually asking us that how do we transfer this column, this discounts column from the cash book into the nominal ledger, which means into their actual T account. So discount allowed and discount received is in the nominal ledger, and discount allowed is expenses. So the amount is going to be on the left-hand side, right? Expenses always left, and then income on the right-hand side, income always right-hand side, CR side. So that's how it's done. All right. So coming back to this question, so which account to debit, which account to credit? Technically, answer is A. Right? We debit discount allowed, and we credit discount received. Simple as that. Okay, in which ledger does the carriage inward account appear? So ledger, we have four. We have four ledger, yeah? We have SL, PL, NL, and CB. All right? So SL is actually all our, there's no sales account inside. Remember, no sales in there. All right? Ledger is a book that has a lot of T account in there. You don't just buy one book for one T account. So therefore, this is all our trade receivable. PL, okay, purchase ledger. Okay, SL is sales ledger, purchase ledger, PL. Okay, this is all our trade payable. Okay, and CB is our cash and bank. Okay, that's CB. So what's NL? NL, or also known as general journal, actually general ledger, GL. All right, this is everything. NL is like nasi lemak. I remember nasi lemak got a lot of things, right? Everything is all inside. So everything is in there except for TR, TP, cash and bank. All right, so carriage inward, okay, it's not TR, not TP, not cash and bank. Therefore, the answer is going to be under nominal ledger. Easy. Right. 19 also skip because haven't, okay, wait, actually can do this because 19 notes are given. Okay, so they're asking us which one is a books of prime entry and it's also a ledger account. Yeah, they are both, right? So the answer here will be cash book. Right, beside than cash book, petty cash book is also the same, right? PCB. Petty cash book is also a books of prime entry and a ledger. So I will further explain what is books of prime entry in topic 7. And the last question, Eugene, return goods previously bought on credit from Yongyi. So once again, if you guys see two names, right, always ask yourself who is seller, who is customer. Eugene return goods previously bought on credit from Yongyi. So Yongyi is the seller, and then Eugene is the customer. Okay, so they're asking us where will this transaction be recorded in the Eugene's accounting record? That means we are Eugene. That means we are customer, right? If we are customer, what do we do again? If we are customer, we buy things. When we buy things, we call it purchases. Then we will return goods. We call it purchases return. And then we will pay people, right? So we pay suppliers. So we pay money. And when we pay early, we will get a discount. Receive. Okay, so you understand your point of view. So these are the things that can happen. All right. So they're asking us, where will the transaction be recorded in Eugene accounting record? Oh, actually, you cannot do this because there's a lot of this like journal thing that which you guys haven't learned yet. So we are going to skip this question. Yay! But just want you to know lah. All right. Always, if you see two names, ask yourself who is who first. All right. That's it for MCQ. All right. I hope everyone's still okay. All right. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so what is a trial balance? All right, so trial balance, 2 marks. So it's a list of ledger account balances at a certain date. Okay, so you have to remember lah. Okay, so trial balance is not a T account. It's just a list. It's a listing to show all the accounts, okay, the balances left and right side, and then at a certain date. Okay, so that's a definition. You guys can check your theory books. All right, you can check your notes. We have Emily started a business as a cookie seller, and then she's not experienced, so she do this trial balance, and obviously there's a lot of mistake being made here. So the question asks us to prepare a corrected trial balance for Emily. All right. So here, of course, you cannot draw line here because it's not a T account. If you draw a line, then the format is wrong, then gg.com. All right. So for trial balance, we have DR. Okay, we have DR, CR. Let me adjust this one first. And also CR. Okay, so it's a list, right? It's a list. So what you do is like, just copy back everything. Just copy all the accounts down. Later only we decide whether the amount put left or put right. So that's what we do. Okay, the list should be the same. Okay, first time we have capital. And then we have equipment. And then we have wages, purchases. Oops, wages. I mean, which one come first, so never mind. You don't need to follow exactly. But usually we just follow sales. Bottom part is like whether the number you put it correctly left and right side or not. So inventory. And then rent payable. Rent big. And then cash in hand. Okay. All right. So how to do trial balance? All right. To do trial balance, you need a guideline, lah. Right. Your guideline is gonna be the ADE again. So every time also the ADE. Right. That's so useful for this. Right. So DR, CR, left hand side we have asset, drawings, expenses, and also I minus. Whereas right hand side we have liability, income, capital, and also E minus for purchase return. I minus is sales return. Yeah, just according to this thing, if you know the account belongs to which element, then you'll be fine. All right. So let us write down first. Capital, of course, capital account, capital element. Okay. Equipment is an asset. Wages is an expenses. Purchases is expenses. Sales is income. Inventory is asset. Rent payable. Now, people, rent payable is just rent paid. Yeah, so do not be confused. Right? This is not trade payable. Trade payable is liability, but rent payable, rent is just an expenses. Okay, so rent payable is the same as rent paid. So this is just an expenses. All right, cash in hand asset. All right, so by knowing their elements, so according to the link here, then you will know whether to put the number on the left hand side or right hand side. Okay, so let's put capital. Capital should be on the right hand side. Oops, 20,000. And after that, equipment is asset, so on the left hand side, so 5,000. Wages is expenses on the left hand side, so 20,000. Purchases is on the left hand side, expenses, so 10,000. Okay, sales is income on the right hand side, income 24900. Okay, then after that, inventory is asset, so 5,300 on the left hand side. Rent payable is expenses on the left hand side, 2,500. And lastly, cash is asset, so on the left hand side. Right? If you do this correctly, what will happen to trial balance? If you do everything correctly, that means your trial balance will be equal. Since we are not finding any missing amount and all, you should get the same thing if everything done correctly. Right? So here is 44,900. Okay, 44,900. 900. And the other side should be also 44,900. So let's do a quick check whether it's right or not. 5,000 plus 20,000 plus 10,000 plus 5300 plus 2500 plus 2100. Voila, yes, 44900. Easy. All right, that's how we do trial balance. All right, let's move on. All right, for question number 2, because we haven't not learned books of prime entry, so we are going to skip the whole question number 2 totally. All right, so this one skip, no need to do. I already mentioned in the message that you don't need to question number 3. All right, we have question number 2 don't need to do. Sorry, question number 3. Then we have a cash book question. Yes, Nicholas. So of course we have to do cash book. All right. So before we start, all right. So of course make sure that you know how to do cash book. Right, cash book is a T account. So let me just darken it first. All right, and cash book is asset, and the other side is plus. Plus means what? Plus means money coming in, and the CR side is a minus, so this means money going out. All right, so when you guys are doing cash book, you don't need to do anymore the double entry. You can just do the cheap way and ask yourself, is it money in or money out? All right, you're focusing on the money. So that's why I always put the amount in the money account, like is it cash account, bank account, and then left or right side, in or out first. I always do the number first. All right, so let's look at the question now. So what happened here is Nicholas, it's a trading business, and then after that, the balance in the cash account and bank account were 500 and 300 respectively. Okay, so when you guys see on 1st May, there's the word balance. So the word balance in question given, they're always talking about balance. BD, always balance BD. All right. And then cash account, bank account, 500, 3,000 respectively. So how do we see the word respectively is which one come first? Lor? So since they talk about cash come first, and so cash is 500, lor, and then bank is later on. So bank is 3,000. Lor. Right. So these two information need to be in the cash book. Right. So let's put in first. So our cash is 500, whereas bank is 3,000. So see, I put on the positive side. Okay, they're both positive balance. Okay, 500 and 3,000. Excuse me. So cash is always positive balance. What about bank? Bank can be negative balance, but then they will call it a bank overdraft, right? If it's a bank overdraft, then you put on the right hand side. And then the details, still write balance BD, yeah? Still write balance BD. You do not ever write the word bank overdraft, okay? So the details, yep, come back to the details. If you put the number all correct, but no use details wrong, then you still don't get the marks, right? So this is called balance. Brought down. Okay, you can also put the dates. The date will be 2020 and May 1st, right? So this is 2020 and May 1st. Okay, all right, let's move on. All right, we have May 5th. May 5th, a check received from Yo-Yo in April was dishonored by the bank. So when you guys read, always read the full sentence. Don't just stop in front like, oh, a check received, and you thought it's money in. Then wrong. You read everything first. So check received from Yo-Yo. Yes, we received the check, but it's in April. Right now it's in May. So what happened now in May is, oh, the check rejected. Right? The check got rejected by the bank. So which means we have to do a money out. Right? When in April we received a check, we already did a money in. Okay, we already do money in, okay, gotten from Yo-Yo. That's in April. But right now we are in May. So when the bank tell us, oh, no, the money didn't come through, so we have to take it out from our record. So that's why we have to do a money out. So this is money out, bank account 230. Okay, money out 230, bank account, and then how to write details. So how to write details for bank, so for dishonored check, you have to write down the name and also the word dishonored check. You cannot just write name, or you cannot just write dishonored check. You must always have whose check is it that was dishonored. So in this case, it's Yo-Yo. Okay, Yo-Yo. And then after that, bracket. So this honored and check. Right, you can do this, no problem. Or you can just put Yo-Yo first and then bottom dishonored check, whichever way that you like. Okay, so 2020. And this happened in May 7th, May 5th. Right, so that's how you do the first one. Done. All right, May 7th, second one. Received a check from Titus in settlement of his account 480 and then comma less 2.5 cash discount. So people, this is receiving a check, so money in, okay, into the bank. But are we getting 480? Answer is no. When you guys see the word his account, all right, of his account, which means 480 is 100%. This is the before discount. All right. So of course we have to discount it lah. So the amount that we are actually getting is just 480 and times with 97.5% lah. So that's the amount that we actually get. So how much is that? 480 times with 97.5%, right? That will be 468. So we are getting 468. Okay. So on the bank, we receive a check. So 468. Oops, 68. And what is the discount that we give them? The 2.5. So you have to change it to value also because it's in a dollar sign here, right? Everything changed to value. That will be $12, 480, right? So minus 480 minus 468, that will be 12. And then the check is getting given from Titus, right? Titus. So Titus. So Titus. So that's the answer, right? And then the date, this thing happened on the 7th. Yep, on the 7th. So that's how you do this, right? No problem. Next one. 10. Withdrawn 150 from the bank for office use. Withdrawn from the bank for office use. This is not own use. Therefore, this is a contra entry. We go to the bank and take out some cash, right? So May 10 is a contra entry. So it's a money in and money out, right? So May 10, we just write down first. May 10 is contra. So money in and money out. So let's do this. Money in, out. I must do both sides, right? So let's do money out first, right? So the money is out from where? From the bank, right? From the bank, 150. So money out from the bank. Right hand side, money out from the bank, 150. And the details, right? So where is the money going again? The money is going to the cash account, right? So here we put cash and don't forget the letter C, right? So cash C. This happened on the 10th. Okay, happened on the 10th. All right. So we did the money out part. Now we must do the money in. All right. So money is going into cash account. We have more cash now. Okay, we have more cash. So cash account increase 150, and the money come from the money come from bank account. Right. So here we put bank C. Right. So here will be May 10 also. Right. So always tell yourself detail is the reason where the money coming from or what. Right. Done. Then 14, bought a new machinery for 9980 and paid by check. So we are buying a machinery, okay, and we paid by check. So machinery is a keyword, not purchases. Yeah, we're just buying machinery, right? So money out by bank 9980. So money out 9980, and then the details what we are buying. We're buying machinery, so you put machinery, and the date is on the 14th. 14. All right. Next one, we have 39. Cash sales amounted to 2150. Cash sales is you sell, you get money straight away. So receive money by cash. So money in 2150. And the reason is because of sales, right? Because of sales. This is on the 29. Okay, done. All right, another 29. So now we have Crystal. Crystal returned 40 goods. 40 goods means damaged goods. Worth 100 to the business. So Crystal returned 40 goods to us. Crystal is our customer, right? So do we need to record this one? Is it money in or money out? Actually, there's no money involved at all because they're just returning goods here, right? We don't do refund. Yeah, always remember at this point we don't talk about refund. All right. So this is just something that we buy on credit. Sorry, we sell on credit, and then now people just returning. So the double entry for this part, okay, Crystal should be customer. So customer return goods to us is called sales return. So debit, sales return. And who do we credit? Yep, we credit Crystal. Right? So as you can see, the double entry, there's no cash, there's no bank. If there's no cash, no bank, then we don't record. Yeah, this is just a scam. Right? To scam you guys. Right? No need. All right, last one. We have paid all cash into the bank except for 100. So this is again, it's a contra entry, right? This is another contra entry, okay? But this time is cash to the bank account. Now, did they tell us how much is the contra amount? No, they didn't, right? They just say everything go to the bank except for 100, which means you have to manually calculate the contra amount, right? You manually calculate. It's very easy. Just need to take a look at how much cash do we have now. Okay, how much cash do we have? So technically, you notice this is our cash account, right? This is the money in. So this is all the cash that we have. So we have 2150 plus 150 and plus 500, right? So 2150 plus 150, that would be 23 plus 500, that would be 2,800. So in total cash, we have 2,800 cash. Did we spend a single dollar for cash? No, we didn't, right? There's none money out from the cash account. So we have 2,800. So they say 2,800, all right? Everything, right? All the cash. So all the cash go to the bank except for 100, except for 100. So what do we do with the 100? We need to minus, right? Everything go except for the 100. Okay, so our contra amount is actually 2,700. So this is our contra amount. So you have to manually calculate. Then what will be the balance? What will be the $100 for? This is going to be our balance. Yeah, everything go except for 100. So you should have 100 balance. Right? So I'm going to erase this. And then now, so 2,700. Remember this. All right? So we're going to do the contra. Okay, 2,700. Yeah. Okay, so once again, it's money in and also money out. So let's do money out first. All right, so money out will be from the cash account, 2,700. Okay, and where the money is going to? It's going to the bank account, right? So we have to put bank and put the word C, right? So this happened on May 31st, right? May 31st. Okay, that's how you do it for money out. Then don't forget to do money in also. So where's the money going? All right, going in into the bank account. So same thing, 2,700. And the details, the money come from cash. So cash C. And then here also put 31st. So contra is one of the important transaction you must know how to do, because if you don't, then you will lose 2 marks there. All right. So when everything is all done, so what do we do now? We do balancing. All right. So let's draw a line. Start from the discount part, okay, all the way, okay, here. And then after that, from discount received all the way until the bank part. Okay, we draw a total line. All right. So what do we do with the discount column? We just need to total them, right? So discount receipt, there's nothing. You can just leave it empty, no problem. All right. Now we do one by one. We do cash first. All right. We do cash first. So cash, this time we calculated left hand side only. So there will be 2,800. And then the other side also same thing, 2,800. So the balance CD, right? The balance CD is 100, right? The balance is 100. That is our balance CD. Balance CD. Also on the 31st, right? Also on 31st May. After balance CD, what do you do? Don't forget to do balance BD. So make sure the 100 is nicely put in the correct column, right? Nicely in the correct column here, right? And then the details, you write balance BD. So you have to change from balance CD, change to balance BD, balance brought down. And the date for balance brought down will be June 1st. So that's how we do balancing for cash. All right. Now we do bank account. So we have to ask ourselves, is it bank money in more or money out more? It seems like money out is more. So let's calculate. All right. Right hand side more. So 230 plus 150 plus 9980. So the total is 10360. Okay. 10360. 10360. Right. Then here also another one, 10360. Right, so we take 10360 minus 3,000 minus 468 and minus 2700, and voila, our balance CD, right? Our balance CD is 4192. Okay, so 4192 is our balance CD. Okay, for bank account, and don't forget to do your balance BD. Okay, bottom right hand side, you put back 4192. 192, and then this is our June 1st. Okay, that's it. So this is the answer for Cashbook Nicholas question. This is how we do it. So there are 2 contra entry for this question. Imagine if you don't know how to do contra, how many marks you will lose? You lose 4 marks there already, gg.com. All right. I hope this one no problem. The balance BD 4192 on the right hand side, that is a bank overdraft lah. Now, but you see, we don't use the word bank overdraft. We just put there balance BD. So that's why it happens. All right. Any more question for the cash book here? Nope. We done all already. Just need to prepare the cash book. All right. So I hope you guys no problem with cash book. And let's do the last question. Right. Last question is petty cash book. Another easy question. So we have Liang Yi decided to prepare a petty cash book using Impress system. State one advantage to Liang Yi for maintaining a petty cash book. So just one, you have a lot of answer you can put. So just show you a marking scheme for the advantage part. All right, so you can just choose one of them, right? So reduces the number of entry in the main cash book. Yep, help to reduce entry in cash book. Also reduce the small cash payment in the main cash book. All right, all this also acceptable. Reduce the number in the ledger. Yes, also. Allow the chief cashier to delegate some of the work. Okay, you allow the chief cashier to concentrate on more important tasks. Right, it also provide training for junior member. Right, any other suitable advantage. Right, which it makes sense. Right, just need to choose one only. Right, choose the easy one. All right. Then for part B asks us for explain what is meant by Impress system, right? 2 marks. So normally for the advantage, what I'll do is I'll just put there as like training, right? Training for junior staff. Junior staff. Or you can put there petty cashier, no problem. Okay, or like reduce entry also can. Then how to explain Impress system? Right, 2 marks. I know there's a lot of line there, but for me to explain Impress system, I'll just put there petty, right? It's a petty cashier. So what do petty cashier do at the starting, right? So petty cashier start with a fixed amount. Right, by just giving me this one, you get the 1 mark already. So now at the end, right? At the end, who will restore? Chief. So you have to make sure that you have these 2 names, right? Chief cashier will restore back to Impress amount. Or you can put there back to fixed amount also can. Yep. Just this sentence will get you 2 marks already. All right. Petty cashier start with the fixed amount. At the end, chief cashier will restore back to Impress amount. Done. All right. Then we have Liang Yi decided to make an Impress of 250. So I did say this in class before that the Impress amount is always given in the question. So look for it. All right. So we have balance $32. Okay, then on 1st May, have to restore. Yep, you only have $32. Obviously, not enough to pay anything. You have to restore first. And then we have the rest of the things, right? So write up Liang Yi petty cash book, balance the book, bring down the balance. And also don't forget, it's a very sneaky part here, restore the petty cash to the Impress amount by check. Okay, on 1st June, after everything's done, you have to do one more round restore at the end of it. Okay, and we restore by check, right? Okay, so let's look at this. This is all petty cash. It's all given, right? We have 3 columns here: postages, traveling, and also ledger account. Right? So how do we start this? We start with the 1st May balance. Right? When you see the word balance, it's always balance BD. Okay, always balance BD. So balance BD 32. All right, it's going to be on the total receive, obviously. Okay, total receive, and the details we write balance BD. Okay, and then after that, the dates is going to be 2020 May 1st. 2020 May 1st. Right? So that's how we get the first answer. Next one, we have petty cash restore, right? To Impress amount. So it's a question mark. Yes, restore is always something that you have to find one. Right? So how to find restore? There is a formula to find restore. So the formula is you take Impress amount. Take the Impress amount and you minus with the balance BD. Then you can get ready. So the Impress amount is 250. The balance BD is 32. So our restore is going to be 250 minus 32, 218, right? So the answer here is 218. Right? So 218, we are getting the money. So obviously we put under total receive. So here put 218. Happened on the same day, May 1st. Now, details. What do you write for details? So I know they said then restore, right? But never ever write the word restore, okay, in the details. So you have to ask yourself, the money come from, yeah, it come from where? Now here they didn't say it though. They didn't say whether it's cash or check, right? Petty cash restore. So we should be getting money, but they didn't say whether it's cash or check. So what do? You put both. When they didn't say it, you put both. You put cash slash bank, right? That's how you do this. Okay. Then we move on to the next one. Paid bus fare, right, on the 7th. So on the 7th, bus fare. Okay, just put there bus fare. So annoying the surat khabar lama. So bus fare paid is $24. So total paid 24. So you cannot get marks at this point because you need to do one last step, which is to put the $24 in the correct column. So bus fare, of course, under traveling expenses. Then only you can get 1 mark here. All right. Then after that, next one we have receive refund for damaged stationery. Receive a refund means we are getting money, right? So $3 getting money. So put under total receive $3. This thing happened on the 12th. Okay. So what do we write for details? It's a refund, right? So put there refund. No? Okay. Refund from damaged stationery. Okay, let me just adjust the size for this thing. Okay lah. Refund from damaged stationery. What other answer will refund for damaged stationery. Yep, that's how it works. Okay, if not enough space, let's just go down. All right. Do we need to put the $3 in any of the analysis column here? Answer is no, right? So just remember that analysis column, all these are only for payment, right? If you receive money, you don't need to put here, right? If you end up putting anywhere here, like $3 or anywhere here, then you don't get marks, even though your answer is here, there's a $3, right? You cannot have like both answer, okay? So never ever do that when you're not sure, or let's just put both and try. No, you don't get the marks, right? Next one is May 15, bought postage stamp. So May 16, $6. Okay, 15, postage stamp, right? You can just put stamp also can, postage stamps also can, $6, right? So the $6, of course, go to postages, right? Then last one, we have paid Nico, 25, right? Paid Nico, a credit supplier, $25, so 21. Then here, 25. And then the detail is Nico, right? You write down the name. You write down the name. Don't write supplier, okay? Just write Nico. So where do we put Nico, right? In which column? It's going to be under ledger account, right? So remember, ledger account is actually for our trade payable. Okay? Ledger account is for trade payable, for supplier. All right, if we have everything in now, okay, so the last part to do now will be, you have to draw a line, okay, from total paid all the way until the ledger. Then we're going to total up, okay. Next time, we're going to total up our postages, traveling, and also ledger account, right? By just doing the totaling, you should get marks here. 6 mark, sorry, this is just 1 mark for just totaling. 6, 24, and 25 here, all right? So these 3 numbers, okay, all plus together, that will give you a total paid. So this is 30, 30, then $55, right? So 55 is our total paid. You don't need to write anything for this, right? Then next one, we have to, as usual, do balancing. So I'm going to leave a line empty here so that I can put the balance CD later. Okay, so now it's total line. All right, so what number do we put in total line? Of course, we always put the higher number, and obviously money in total receipt is going to be more than total paid. All right, so we have 250 plus 3, therefore this is 253. Okay, this is 253. So here also 253. All right, so that's the total that we have. And we take 253 minus 55. Okay, 253 minus 55, 198. Right, so 198 is our balance. Okay, so 198 is our balance CD. Right, balance CD. Last day of May is May 31st. So after balance CD, don't forget to do your balance BD. So 198 total receive, okay, across ready. After May 31st is June 1st. And now the detail change to balance brought down, okay, balance BD like this, right? This is how we do balancing, right? Oh, good. Are we done yet? No, there's one last part. There's one more part, all right, for the restore part. So they did mention about restore petty cash on 1st June by check, okay, by check, yeah. So how to find this? How to find the last amount? So we have balance BD 198, right? 198. So to find the last amount of restore here, okay, same thing. We use our impress minus the balance BD. Our impress is 250, is in the question. You can read again. All right, it's here, 250. And right now our balance BD is how much? Our balance BD is 198. So 250 minus 198, then you get the restore. So 250 minus 198, and you get $52. Right, $52 is the restore. All right, so we will get 52. I put here 52. Right, happen on the June 1st also. But what do we write for details? Now, this question did mention is by check. By check, then you must put bank like that. All right, that's all. So this is how we do petty cash book. Easy peasy. So let's look at how marks are given for the petty cash book. All right, so 1 mark. All right, there's no mark given for balance BD, but there's 1 mark given for the restore part, the 218. Then the bus fare 1 mark here, and then the refund 1 mark, the postage stamp 1 mark, Nico 1 mark, and then after that, oh, so there's no marks for the totaling, all right, and there's marks for balance BD and also the bank part, right? So I mean, we won't know how the marks are actually given, but we do the whole thing because it depends on whoever set the question and where they want the marks to be. All right. So that will be your least worry. You just do everything that you know. All right. So I hope this video helps you guys to understand how you do this past year paper. All right. And any more questions, so please text me and ask lah. If you need any more questions, you can also PM me and ask me for more questions. All right. So I hope you guys have a good one. Okay. Good luck. All the best in your exam. And I will see you guys in class. Adios.